Hello everyone and welcome back to the Underdogs SMP. This is Nanotech Noob, and as you can see we are in a brand new swamp. That's because we're in a brand new server, or a brand new world on a brand new server. Due to technical difficulties we actually lost our last server host and with it the world file. So yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer, but we only had the server up and running for about 4 days, so everyone's basically caught back up to where they were, so we didn't lose too much progress. Yeah, so on the subject of losing progress, I actually already recorded about 6 hours, 2 separate 3-hour recording sessions, but I scrapped the first one when everyone had joined on because my audio had a really obnoxiously loud, high-pitched buzzing in it that, as you can probably tell now, I've gotten fixed. But yeah, I just decided to scrap the entire thing, and yesterday I actually recorded another 3-hour clip, but the issue with that one was OBS decided not to capture the Discord call, so it was basically just sounding like me having a conversation with the void, and so I sounded a little bit insane. That being said, I'm still going to be using the clip from that, or at least snippets from it. I'm going to edit it down and do a voiceover, which I'm actually excited to do. I've never done a voiceover before, so we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get that done right now, and I will see you guys when I record the outro. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and yeah, I'll see you then. So basically, this whole session started off with me mining just a whole ton of sand. Like, a lot of sand. Basically, I was clearing out, I believe, a 25 by 31, or no, 21 by 25 block area for a future project that me and a few guys have plans for. I won't reveal what this is for, just because I'd like to keep it a little on the down low until it's nearing completion, because I think it's going to be a worthwhile, thing to keep secret. And I feel like a lot of people on the server are going to enjoy it when we announce it. After mining up a bunch of sand, we decided to go give Pags a visit. As you can see, I'm just rummaging around his stuff, and eventually something caught my eye. A whole 12 diamonds. We didn't actually steal them, but we did tease him a bit with it. I was actually going to throw these off the edge, but he didn't even notice that I was holding them. In fact, I held him right in front of his face and he didn't notice. It literally took this action right here for him to actually see that we had his diamonds. He did get them all back. We do have rules in place, for example, not stealing, but we did tease him a little bit just by, tossing them up in the air. Have a little fun with him. And as you can see, I did give the rest of them back because I wasn't actually expecting to be picking them all up. So after Pags got his diamonds back from Van, we collectively worked together on getting an enchanting setup, which was pretty well and good, but none of us actually had any real way of getting XP. So I decided that's something that I would work on. We found about 4 caves, or at least I found 4 cave spider spawners relatively close to each other. I believe Van found about 3 and Pags found another 2. So we've got several XP farms that could easily be set up, which is something that I'll probably get to doing later on. After getting a call from Cheems, I decided that the first order of business would be decorating Van's crack shack there with a little bit of fire. Only to find out very shortly after that we don't actually have fire tick disabled. As you can see, I frantically started trying to swat a fire out in a tree. Which means that would have been absolutely terrible if I had accidentally lit, or if I had purposely, I guess, lit Van's crack shack on fire, only to have it burn to the ground while we were gone. We all had agreed to have it disabled, which clearly I forgot to do that before we started, so as you can see, I had just done it there. Yeah, so basically we hopped into the nether so we could go make our way towards Cheems' nether portal to help him out with a little request that he had. On our way through the nether, we came very close to our first death here on the server. We fell through a little tiny one block gap. Clearly I could see the giant open, hole there, but I didn't see that one block. So I was actually surprised to see that I survived that. Literally any shorter than that, then I would have certainly died. Having lost my pickaxe while mining, and being the gentleman that I am, I decided to have Pags do the deadly building over lava, while I sat back and gave them all moral support, as one normally does when they have virtually nothing to offer and 0 deaths. Upon reaching the level that we needed to be at, we were greeted by a friendly face, that of Cheems himself, which means that we had made it to his nether portal, and the real work could begin. Upon stepping through his portal, we were greeted by the cold embrace of nighttime, as well as the barren embrace of the mesa itself. James decided to be a gentleman and sleep the night away so that we wouldn't all immediately die to the phantoms that had just spawned. Luckily it was daytime, so they weren't going to do us any harm because they were, as you can see, burning alive like they should. Those of you with motion sickness might not want to watch this next part, basically because it's just a sped up time lapse really of us getting from Cheems' base all the way to the closest village, which again he said is about 1,300 blocks away, where we went over the mountains, through the rivers, over the mountains, through the rivers, and then across oceans, through swamps, and yeah. For some reason there was a lot of lily pads in the swamps that generated over here, so basically that's one of the main reasons why I sped this up, or not really one of the main reasons, but it's one of the reasons why I sped it up, just because we kept constantly being stopped by lily pad after lily pad. We did eventually make it into the village and promptly started kidnapping the local villagers. We weren't going to leave there without 4, considering we had 4 people there to, each take a villager. Upon realizing that the 4th and final villager was in fact a nitwit, Cheems decided to handle it the best way any of us could think of how to. Which I gotta say was well worth it because he even got a head out of it. A nitwit villager's head. After getting the thumbnail for this video, we decided to actually continue back to Cheems' base. The entirety of the trip you can see in front of you. Again, motion sickness warning for those of you who need it. The video is sped up to about 750%, mainly because we had to, or my brilliant idea was to backtrack back through the swamp to ride a river up the mesa biome in hopes that it would bring us to Cheems' base. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We actually had to backtrack back through the swamp again, loop all the way back down the ocean, riding alongside the roofed forest that was nearby, to finally end up into the correct river that did bring us back to Cheems' base. I believe this section has another minute long. If you guys want to skip ahead, feel free to, because I do believe it does get a little bit jittery due to, my sporadic movement and such. After making the world's jankiest looking bubble elevator, we finally got all the villagers right back up to the top of the mesa, thus marking this mission complete. We did also decide to make sure that the villages were surrounded in only the finest imported dirt to protect them from any potential zombies spawning around them and, eating their faces off. We did also thoroughly light up the area, so hopefully that will further stop that from ever potentially happening. And with that, that concludes the whole journey that we had helping Cheems out getting his villages. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is the first time I've ever done a voiceover, so let me know how you guys like it. Leave a like if you like the series at all, and feel free to subscribe as well for more content coming from the Underdogs SMP server. My name is NanoTechNoob, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.